I mean, I've obviously been in KL a bunch of times now, so I know a few good cafes and coffee spots that I'm going to visit once again. But maybe try out something new, explore the city a little bit. Yeah, just started this morning actually. So it was a really tight and close race for the World Tour Finals. And I couldn't really decide what I wanted to do or where I was going to be, because I never really knew whether I was going to qualify or not. But when I qualified for the World Tour Finals, I needed a place to practice. So I thought of KL. I know these facilities is really good, and I've been here a couple of times before for tournaments and stuff. So yeah, KL was one of the options, and it was the one that we went with. We reached out to the coaches, and yeah, they allowed me to be here for a few weeks. So that's really kind of them. I'm really grateful for that.
Okay. Have you trained here before, or only played in tournaments?
I mean, we have used this hall for like the training facility during tournaments. I haven't participated on the practice before, so I'm looking forward to try that out. I know that they start very early in the morning compared to what I'm used to. So yeah, I will try to change my day rhythm around a bit. Wake up very early for the practices, but it's good. It's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to it.
Okay. What time does it start, the training here?
I think they show up like 6:45 or something, 7 or something like that. So yeah, that's early, but yeah, it's okay.
So what's your route like? Are you going to be training here and then straight heading to
Hangzhou, yeah. Yeah, that's the plan. I will stay here for the next couple of weeks. I think it's on Sunday, the 10th of December, that I'll fly to Hangzhou. Yeah.
And I'm sure it's not just the badminton court. Maybe you've got some plans to go around, traveling a little bit. Have you been around here?
Yeah, I mean, I've obviously been in KL a bunch of times now, so I know a few good cafes and coffee spots that I'm going to visit once again. But maybe try out something new, explore the city a little bit while I'm here. But obviously, I'm going to be quite busy with practice twice a day and stuff. So it's not going to be like a holiday. But yeah, I'm looking forward to spend a bit of time in KL.
You'll be planning to meet up with your good friend Zija while you're here?
Yeah, sure. If he has the time, I'm sure he'll be busy practicing as well. But yeah, for sure, we are in contact. He's helping me out with all sort of stuff. So yeah, that's good.
Mm-hmm. And are you happy with where you are at now, considering your injury last year? You've been struggling the past 1 year.
100%. Yeah, I'm super happy. I actually wrote down in my notes on my iPhone last day when I was on the flight here. I wrote down some reflections. I'm probably going to post that on Instagram later today. Just like, I mean, it's been a crazy year, and I've been through a lot. And 12 months ago, I was at a terrible place. I was kind of depressed, to be honest. I was injured, and I was really struggling. I started to doubt myself a lot, whether I could get back to consistency, and started to, if I could trust my body again to be fit and ready to practice and play tournaments and stuff. But now, 12 months later, I've had quite a good season, and I'm back in the top 10 and qualified for the World Tour Finals. So yeah, I mean, looking back 12 months, I'm super happy where I'm at today.
Were you at any point that you feel like the Olympic dream is like fading?
I mean, I didn't give much thought to the Olympics in specific. It was more so just like, could I ever get back to like the top of the world in badminton, and could I ever be able to practice like twice a day, as work as hard as it definitely takes to be one of the best players in the world, because I don't want to be just like another journeyman, like top 25 in the world. I mean, losing second rounds all the time. That's not what I want. So obviously, if you want to be one of the absolute best in the world, you need to be able to consistently work very hard. And I couldn't do that last year because I was injured too much. But now it seems like I'm back to consistency, and my level is getting better. And I've done some quite good results this year, I would say, and played some fantastic matches as well. Some of them with some of your guys here from Malaysia. So I had some good battles with them. So yeah, I'm looking forward to the future. Hopefully it will be upwards from here. But I also know how quickly things can get taken away from you. Like, I mean, you never really know what happens tomorrow. So, yeah, I'm grateful right now, and I feel like I'm in a good spot.
How taxing it is to be playing week in, week out, and especially engaging in long battles. Like, case in point, you played almost 2 hours against Kodai the other day, right?
Yeah.
And there are a lot more rally-driven players because the stamina levels are obviously higher than before.
Yeah, I think there are a bunch of those types of players at the moment who really likes to play long matches. But for me to see, it's really much about the playing conditions. That I think that the shuttlecocks has become slower and slower and slower the previous years, and that has really impacted the physicality of men's single at this point. So I mean, I would like to see some faster shuttlecocks, to be honest, because the matches is, for me to see, not that entertaining. I mean, I don't necessarily enjoy to play 1 hour and 50 minutes of clear with Kodai. I mean, it's not fun to watch, and it's not necessarily the most enjoyable to do. But I mean, if it's what it takes, I'll have to do it. But back to your question, it's definitely tough. I mean, I've played, I guess, maybe like 20 tournaments this year. And even though I really wanted to qualify for the World Tour Finals, that's a big achievement, I was still like, but if I don't qualify, then I will have 5-6 weeks to practice and build myself back up. That's not the worst either, but obviously I'm happy to qualify. But it is crazy tough. Maybe a little bit too many tournaments for my liking. Yeah, and also some of the tournaments kind of loses a little bit of meaning because there's just another one next week. So, I mean, yeah, I would like to see maybe a little less tournaments and more hype, more build up for the tournaments.
It was quite a close fight between you and Nishimoto to qualify for the last one. What was your reaction when he lost and you knew you were?
I mean, those couple of days was horrible because I couldn't really make any decisions on what to do. I mean, should I practice somewhere? Should I go on vacation? I was just stuck in Shenzhen for 3 days, just waiting. And every day I saw Nishimoto go one round further. I was like, damn. I mean, I was actually expecting the race to be between me, Li Sijia, and Seong. I didn't expect Nishimoto to suddenly get that close. But it was some tough days. I mean, it's at that point it was just out of my hand. I couldn't do anything, just wait. So it was horrible.
So what did you feel when it was confirmed that you?
Obviously, I was happy. I mean, it's a really strong lineup of players at the World Tour Finals this year. So I'm proud to qualify in what I have called the comeback season for me, and it's also an Olympic season. So many players is playing a bunch of tournaments. So it's not easy to qualify. So I'm number 7 on the list. I'm very pleased with that.
And just talking about World Tour Finals now, with an increased price purse, definitely there's an extra motivation factor.
Say that again.
I mean, now that the World Tour Finals now have the increased price purse, price fund, that's one of the motivation factor as well.
Sure, the money will definitely motivate me. I'll give my absolute best to claim the big prize. No, I mean, obviously it's great. I like to see that. I like to see more money in the sport in general. But I mean, when you're on court, you don't really think about that. You kind of forget about everything and just focus on what you need to do in order to become successful in the match.
And there's the badminton experience. Been gaining traction. I noticed the views are getting higher, more subscribers.
Yeah, I mean,
it's really good as well. I would say you're one of the pioneers. How's that coming along? And what's the What's the future for
Yeah.
badminton experience?
I mean, to be honest, we have been a bit lazy lately, and we haven't done that many episodes as we wanted to. But yeah, as we just talked about, the schedule has been crazy. I've been traveling so much, and Hans Christian, who is the second half of the badminton experience, my co-host, he don't travel that much anymore, so it's very difficult. I mean, with the different time zones, he's back in Denmark, and I'm out here traveling all the time. Different hotel every single week, and I have to play the tournaments and stuff. So it's been very difficult to be consistent with the uploads of podcasts, but we will still do that for sure. It's just about finding the time and getting back to consistency. But it's just like something that I don't think there is much of in badminton, like these types of shows and this type of content. So yeah, it's fun to do. We enjoy it.
Do you have plans to, expand it to the point where you bring in sponsors to like be part of the show?
I mean, that would be great.
Some sort of generating sort of
No,
income from
not at all.
already?
I mean, no, not at all. I mean, it's only me and Hans Christian, and we don't really have anyone like chasing sponsorships for us and stuff. So we are a very, very small operation. Maybe one day we will get in some extra people, and then sponsorships and stuff could be possible. But for now, I mean, we're not consistent enough. It's just like we just do it for fun. Yeah, we think it's fun to talk about badminton. We are two like badminton nerds, really like to like dig into it. But it's not about making money or anything at this point. It's just for fun.
So can you share your personal target at the World Tour Finals?
My personal target? I haven't really been thinking about that. Obviously, I never go into any match with the hopes of not winning. So I want to win the match that's in front of me. I want to test myself against these extremely strong players. And then we'll see. We'll see. I won the tournament before, actually. So, yeah, it could be fun to do it again.
Won the tournament in which year?
2020, I think.
How do you see the
I think it was in Thailand. Yeah.
how do you see the competition this time against the other 7?
Oh, it's crazy tough. I mean, the lineup of players is really, really strong. So yeah, it's going to be potentially five very tough days, but at least 3 very tough days. I think it's kind of crazy that there's no rest days, to be honest. I mean, 5 matches, 5 days in a row with these types of players is ridiculous. So, I mean, I think it's kind of crazy that there's not like at least 2 rest days. But I mean, that's how it is. Yeah.
Talking about the schedule, so after the World Tour Final, what will be your plans? Maybe rest or holidays before next season in Malaysia Open?
Yeah, I actually plan to go to Melbourne, Australia, and practice there for a few weeks. So if I didn't qualify, that was my initial plan, to spend the December in Melbourne, practice there. I've never really spent much time in Australia. And yeah, I'm a type of guy that likes to try out new things, explore new ways and new cultures and stuff. And Australia is extremely far away from Denmark, so it's rare that we get the opportunity to go there. So I just always wanted to spend some time in Australia and try that out. So now it will only be like 3 weeks because of the World Tour Finals. But that's my plan after the World Tour Finals.
So are you like, in a way, trying to run away from the winter?
100%. 100%. The winter in Denmark is rough. It's cold. It's gray. It's windy. I don't like it at all. So yeah, 100%. I'm trying to escape the winter.
Alright, for
Okay.
the last question,
Yeah.
about your friend Lizia. If you want to know, Lizia is set to leave the government support for the Olympic qualification and be the independence player. So you are the one of the independent players, right? So maybe you can comment about that.
No, I don't really know anything about the program. I don't really have a comment about that, to be honest. I don't really know what to answer to that question.